I am Johnny Mobley Jr. and this is my queen Deidre, and we're from Pillow Talk Moments from the Mobleys. Glad to be here.
Okay, so let me give the proper introduction.
What? I
Yeah,
wasn't.
I need no. I
That was
need the
good. That was
pastor's.
good.
I need the pastor's bio, like the.
Yeah, like all that stuff. So,
Oh man.
Johnny and I met at 14. We were married by 19. By 21, we had six daughters. Um, all of them came from me except for one.
Yeah.
But she's, in the bunch. She get beat up and loved on just like the rest of
Right.
them.
Yep.
We actually met the summer before ninth grade.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, we went through stuff, of course, and had one, I think, official breakup, and then got back together, and we've pretty much been together ever since. I just turned 48, so we've literally been together like over half.
Half our life. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
almost you've been
crazy.
together longer than you haven't.
Yeah,
Almost.
weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this year we were married. Well, not that I think I know. This year we've been married for 28 years. This year March made 28 years. 33
33 years together.
33 years, technically since we've met.
Right.
And we have like I said, six daughters. They're all adult. Praise Jesus. There's
Right.
nobody in the home but us.
Right.
That deserves a praise break.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
whole break right there.
Tell
No,
us
I'm
about
just
it.
playing.
Right.
And we have four grandsons and one granddaughter, and we actually just bought our first home, so we're
Yeah.
in it.
Oh, that's
And
great.
people are
That's
like,
great.
well, like, why did you guys get such a big home and like your last daughter just moved out? Well, we have a big family. It's
Right.
six,
Yeah.
and there's five grandbabies, and so they want to come over. As a matter of fact, they're coming over tomorrow. We didn't even know that until today.
Yeah.
Right.
So, because one of our daughters is they're doing some stuff, and so they're coming over here to I think like tape for a photo shoot and some stuff like that. And we were
Wow.
like, oh, okay,
Okay.
so y'all can
Right.
use our house and not
Yeah.
telling us.
Yeah.
So and it's 4.5 bedrooms, two and a half, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath. And
Right.
people be like, well, why did y'all get such a big house? Because they're going to come over on the
Yeah.
weekends. They're
Oh
going to
yeah.
come over on holidays.
Oh
Holidays.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna get. It's gonna get
It's not like we
packed
have
quick.
kids.
Yeah. That's what we
Right. It's not like we have kids and they don't want to come over.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we're close.
Yeah.
Yeah. So two of them live out actually in Atlanta,
Okay.
but three of them are, in town, maybe like, 10, 20, 30 minutes away from us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, yeah, so I know that was supposed to be the bio, but we like
Right.
to talk.
Okay.
No, it's fine. So you guys are in ATL?
We
No,
are
we're in
in
Savannah.
we're in Rankin, which is like
Well,
right
yeah,
outside of
Rankin.
Savannah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Our daughter, the last one that just moved out, she just moved to Atlanta, where one of her sisters was already in Atlanta.
Okay.
So they got an apartment together.
Oh.
Yeah,
Cool.
so we're 4 hours from them.
No,
A
not
little
even
less
that.
than
About three and
four.
a half
She said a
hours.
little less than 4
Right.
minutes.
That's not that bad though.
That's not bad.
Yeah, yeah. So where are you all at?
We're in Louisiana,
Yeah.
so South Louisiana.
Oh, well,
Wow.
praise Jesus!
Yeah.
I was like, guys, forgive me, because I think everybody is Central. I mean, Eastern Standard
Yeah.
Time.
Right.
Like, I'm for real, for real. Like, I think everybody just,
And we think everybody's central
Yeah.
because it's like such a big part of the the
Yeah.
Midwest is all central.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like it's either central or Pacific, with
Mhm.
LA and stuff. But yeah. So look, I got a couple questions. I'm gonna grill y'all today. So
okay,
Absolutely.
okay.
all right, so let's go. So okay, we've been married. This is our third year. We're going on our third year. What advice do you have for
Congratulations.
Thank you.
people like us?
Yeah.
Like young Christian married, going for it. Like I think wise people learn from the mistakes of others, and they learn. So I want to know what should we look out for early on.
Man,
You want to hit it first, or
what
you
should
want me
you
to
look
hit it
out
first?
for early on? I'm gonna tell you, JT. I don't. I think you need to build from within. life in the world is gonna come at you all kind of crazy ways. Stuff is gonna happen, but I think the way you build your relationship, your family, your unit is how you sustain everything else that try to come at you. Poison. I mean, this is what we live by. Us being Christians, doing what we're doing, loving God, having a relationship with God, does not make us, I guess, does not make us not have to go through stuff that
Exempt.
everybody else
That's
goes
what you're
through.
looking for.
Exempt. That's the word I'm looking for. It does not make us exempt from
Right.
going through
Yeah, I got
anything
you.
everybody
Yeah.
else goes through. That's why she here, because I sometimes I be can't find the word. So, but it doesn't make you exempt from nothing, you know. So it's basically how you deal with certain things, certain situations that come in. Um, I would say continue to build your relationship, make it strong, and don't forget who you're married to. And what I mean by that is when things happen from the outside, we tend to blame the person on the inside type thing, pointing the finger like if you didn't, then this would not have, you know, and if this wouldn't have happened, and then advice from other places come in, and then you try to, you know, point the finger at your spouse. And that's one thing we don't do. I know my wife, I know her heart. So nobody from the outside, nothing can come in and say that she's done something, you know, even remotely say anything about that because I know her. So when every
So I don't want to interrupt you, but that's a great point. Do you guys have a circle of people that you do look like to for advice and accountability, or do you keep your marriage completely like closed off? Like, because we've heard both sides. We've heard people say, uh, "Don't tell your business to anybody," but then we have some that like it's okay to have um, accountability or other marriages that you can trust and who can call you out when you're wrong. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, we absolutely do have that. I have a best friend that actually stays in Rome, Georgia, and I'm human. I'm a Christian. I love Christ, and I go hard for God. Every now and then when I'm tired, your boy slip. I mean, it is what it is. You know. So when I have those moments or whatever the case is, I have a safe place that I can call. I can say what I need to say because I'm we are very unfiltered. So, you know, when we have conversations or use different types of words or whatever, folk look at us a little strange. I'm like, we've been together a long time. You know, we are careful about what we say, but we've been together a long time. But I have a safe space. I can call my boy. I can say, look, man, this was happening. This was going on. I don't like the way it went down. It
Right,
is what it is. She tripping right now and this, that, and that. He like, yeah. And then he'll let me say it. And then after he finished, he say, you good? Yeah, I'm good. All right. Now, what you need to do is go back in
right,
there.
Yeah.
Get yourself together. Go
right,
holler at your girl. Get stuff right. And that's what you
right,
need. We human, man. So to get it out is no different from nobody else. Sometimes we just got to get it out. And I talk to God, but
right.
sometimes being
Sometimes,
real,
yeah, right,
sometimes I'm like, God, I know what you're gonna say, but right now I need to feel because she tripping.
right.
I don't know why she doing what she doing. She already know, you know, and that's not even.
Wait,
I
is
mean,
she the?
that's just real.
Wait, are one of you guys a counselor or a therapist?
We
Or
we are actually. I actually went to school for psychology. I got about 4 more classes to
Really?
finish,
wow,
and we've been counseling.
And I was pulled into it.
She wasn't pulling. How do you be a marriage? She won't. She pushing me, talking about you should be a marriage
It's
counselor.
like,
I'm like, but
go, baby,
you gotta
go.
be
I
with
have
me.
to have you with
You
me to
gotta.
make it
You can't
work.
marriage counsel by yourself.
Marriage
How I'm a marriage
ministry.
counselor and I ain't got my wife with me?
Well, I
Right.
finally got that revelation. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And
Right,
it's not often that he does have to, because he'll, I know he just said he was like, because she tripping. I don't trip often,
no,
But I know that he has a few men in his life who he can go to, and they will hold him accountable. They will tell him, they'll listen, let him say whatever he needs to say. They'll listen, but they'll point him to God and they'll point him back to me.
yeah,
They won't say, well, come on, let's go get a drink. Come on, let's go to the strip club. Come on, let's
right.
go find somebody who I can
yeah.
talk, who you can talk to, who ain't gonna be sticky.
And she had somebody in her life the exact same way.
Yeah, I have a couple ladies
and
in
we
my
are
life.
there.
Yeah.
We are the same thing for them. So it's never,
Yeah.
the stress of being a Christian and everything is one thing. It's not a bad thing to us though. We love being Christians. We love living for
Right.
Christ. We
Love
love
it.
being different, peculiar, all that stuff. We love that. But every now and then, living in this foolishness, man, I need a safe place to go at, to be a dude, to be ignorant sometime and say little stupid stuff, and then have my boy say, "All right, you good?
Right. Yeah. Get back
Going
to
back
yeah.
to
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the short answer to your question, but just a solid answer to your question. Do what works for JT and NeNe and now, because this didn't happen overnight. It wasn't always, we've been in that phase where we've, used to have friends over to the house all the time, would talk to people about things who wouldn't always lead us to Christ or lead us back to each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we didn't always have that, godly or Christian friend that would give us good advice and stuff like that. It's like full circle now. So now we do have that, and our circle is small. We don't have a whole bunch of people, in and out of our home. We don't have a whole bunch of people in and out of that personal and that secret area, between us. He still talks to his mom. I still talk to my mom or his mom or vice versa. Our parents are involved in our circle. And like I said, there's a couple friends that we go to that we trust. But first and foremost, like, just to be completely honest, we're at a point where it's like, if I need to talk to him about him, that you're tripping,
You can go to him.
I don't have to go call his mom and tell his mom you're tripping, or my girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, hey babe, what's going on? Because you seem a little off.
And sometimes it ain't, hey babe.
Yeah.
I give her, this is the thing, I give her permission to say what she needs to say to me, and I take the meat and spit the bones out type thing, because we're in a place where we really mature in our emotions. So it's different than it was 8-10 years ago. Okay. So what I say now, because we've practiced it so much, our words are very respectful, very honorable to each other, but it's nothing. Like, when I say nothing, it's nothing that we do not discuss. If it ain't feeling right, looking right with us, hey, let me holler at you right quick. Yeah, we need to discuss what's going on here. Whatever the case is. So we will talk, and they hard conversations sometimes, but we don't let them. Yeah, we don't let them.
How do y'all have? Okay, so let me tell you what we do.
Okay.
When we have to have a hard conversation, we go out to eat. Therefore, we can't yell and fight. So we already know we about to argue, but we go to a nice restaurant where we know we can't act a fool. And we just get it all out. We talk very quietly. We eat our food, and then we good, because we know if we do to have that conversation privately or somewhere else, it could explode. So for us right now, until we continue to develop that maturity, we kind of put ourselves in an environment where we can't.
Y'all can't act the fool.
Yeah,
right. We make sure it's somewhere fancy too. I'm talking quiet, So and then we talk it out, and then we're good.
Yep.
That's how you have to do it, man. We always tell couples, you have to create the perfect recipe for your relationship where you are now. It's going to change.
Yeah.
As you grow, as you mature, as things change, it's going to change. But some of the stuff your mom and them did and all this other stuff you bring it to the table, some of that stuff you can use, but most of it you can't. And what couples are afraid to do is to create something together, because this has never been done before. So what we got to do is create something completely different. What mom and them used to do might work a little bit, but then we outgrow it. So you have to do what works for JT and NeNe now. Create it. It can be brand new. It don't have to be nothing nobody else doing. It's y'all own thing.
And because y'all said it, y'all know that if y'all put yourself in a very upscale, sedity environment, when y'all need to kind of talk it out, then that's y'all safe. That's the safe space, because we're not gonna act like some complete fools. We gonna, I'm gonna grit my teeth while I tell you, I don't really care for you right about now.
Right.
But I love you, sir.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if that works for y'all, then use it. Some people
definitely does.
might not. You know what I'm saying? That may not work for some people. Because it don't matter where they at, they
They
gonna
just gonna
act
act
a
up.
fool.
Right, yeah, but it's our culture, I guess, especially
Yeah.
in South Louisiana, to be loud.
Yeah.
Even if we're not angry, we just keep getting louder
Louder
and
and louder
louder,
and louder.
and then it
Uh-huh.
becomes anger. So
Yeah.
we could be having a normal conversation that's
Yeah.
like kind of an argument, but then because we keep getting progressively louder and
Uh-huh.
louder and louder,
It's
and
like, why
then
are you hollering?
yeah,
Like,
then it becomes a fight. So
You know,
and
what you hollering at me
I'm
for?
married to a black woman, so it's no.
Oh
Then
yeah,
it's why you yelling at me? Why you
yeah,
talk? So it's a whole nother thing. So yeah,
yeah,
we had to cut it out, man. But look,
yeah.
so I don't want to make this a free counseling session. So I want to get back to you guys, okay?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so now that you said all the kids are gone, have you guys hit the phase where you look at each other like, okay, we're no longer we're always parents, but now we're no longer in-home parents? Did that
Mhm.
happen to you guys, like the empty nest syndrome and the
Yeah.
who are we now without the kids being here? Like,
Did you guys have to
Okay.
regroup?
Go ahead.
Did you guys have to like regroup? Like since they were out, since they became, since they got on their own, like did you guys
Mhm.
have to figure out, okay, oh, there's some ticks here or whatever, like did y'all have to change y'all's relationship? Or did
Okay.
y'all realize some things?
Okay. So let me tell you how I think we didn't have to go through that phase when they were younger, and when they as they were growing up, because they were pretty much stair steps. So our oldest is 30, our youngest just turned 26, and we have a set of twins in there as well. And so when we were earlier on in our marriage, I would always tell him, we would always talk about this, and I would say, I know it's a lot of them, it's a lot of we got whole lot of kids, but we have to we created schedules for them to be on. We created date night, whether it was in the house, in our room after they went to bed, or whether, somebody watched them and we went out, or as they were old enough, they could be home by themselves. But one thing that I always told him was, I don't want to be those people who, when their children leave home, they don't know each other.
Yeah.
And
right?
now we have to get
That's
to know each
scary.
other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
Right.
we are seeing, because like her family, her cousins are our age. In my family, I have people my age, and now our parents, we're seeing them, fight and adjust, and or we're seeing other friends and family. They literally don't know each other.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
people that
Yeah.
we grew up seeing, loving, and caring. Now that they're alone,
Yeah.
it's like, why you always at my house, or
Yeah.
why y'all?
Yeah. Like, why you always at your daughter's house?
Yeah,
Like,
do-
go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's true. And that's because they didn't have a relationship. Their relationship existed because of the kids.
Yeah.
They were wrapped around the kids with soccer or volleyball or cheerleading or, band or this or piano lessons. And so they never created a relationship between themselves. And I, to point blank, remember telling him, this is very vivid to me. Like, I don't want to be those people who, when our kids leave, we can't stand each other, mainly because we don't know each other. We've never functioned. We've never dated. We've never talked. We've never hung out. We haven't gotten to the point to where, we like each other, because our relationship was based on our children being here.
Yeah.
Our last daughter, who actually moved out, all at one point, I don't think we were ever in the house by ourselves. But our last daughter that moved out, she is actually 28. And she had moved out before, but some of the other girls were still home with us. But she was the last one to actually be in the house with us. And that lasted for maybe a couple years. And so today makes 2 weeks since we've been in the house. And so on the day that we moved here, the movers moved us here.
Right.
And then he took her to
Took
Atlanta.
us up, yeah. Right.
And it was literally, she had the fear thing. So she
That's
moved out the
crazy.
first time. We put rules in place. So I told them, you guys can stay here until you get married. I think about it now, I probably shouldn't have said that, but of course, them being young, they was like, I'm on the first thing smoking. As soon as I'm able, I'm out. So that's what she did.
Oh yeah,
And
that was my mistake.
yeah, she
I should
left
stay
and made
home.
a bunch of mistakes. And then she needed to come back home. Well, coming back home, you always welcome. But now you on a different plan now. You got to get a plan together, figure out what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
We're gonna help you, we're gonna support you, but you got to have a time when you're gonna leave. That's what it is now. And then
Right.
she got a little fearful, and she was like, well, we got the apartment to the end of August, so I'm gonna hold off because I thought I had my stuff together and I'm not gonna be able to move. Don't worry about it. We got you.
No, we got you,
We got you,
pumpkin.
baby. When we move,
Yeah.
we gonna have them take you to Atlanta. She was like, really?
Yeah.
We got
He's
you.
gonna load yours. They're gonna load your stuff on the truck first, and then our stuff. Drop us off, and then they're taking you on the Atlanta suites. That
Yeah.
we got you covered, baby.
Right.
Don't you worry.
And it wasn't us kicking her out. It
Right.
was us knowing that she was ready, but
Yeah.
now she's scared because she
Yeah.
remembered what
Right.
happened before.
Yeah.
So she like, I don't really, I don't know. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
you good and do a little kick
Mhm.
thing, man.
Right.
So
Oh yeah.
Or your wings are strong enough, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fly. It's time to fly,
and you won't
pumpkin.
know if you can do it until you do it. But just to piggyback off what Deidre said about the intentional, she always told me that when we was younger, man. We have to make time for each other. We have to do whatever, whether it was sitting in the bed with a flashlight and all the lights off for the candlelight, and then some Roman noodles or ramen noodles or whatever. It was whatever, man.
It was a
Yeah.
date night. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was whatever. And we just had conversation. Whatever it might have been, it was whatever. So this always happened, man. What you gotta remember is when you were just JT and NeNe before y'all became husband and wife, y'all was inseparable. Y'all just wanted to be together, y'all loving on each other, all that stuff. And then most of the time when people add children into it and have kids, what they are gifts from God, sometimes they use them as an excuse because now I can't spend time with you because I gotta take care of the
Right.
baby.
Yeah. I think
Man can't spend time.
that
Yeah.
we had to make it a point, and that's what we tell everybody. Like we made it a point to make time for us and not feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
I think that was our biggest issue at first. Was like, are we gonna be super parents? They gonna be in every single sport.
Yeah.
Like she about to be in every dance and
Yeah.
every pageant, all that.
Yeah.
So it's like we was like, no, we gonna take time for us. We go get babysitters, family members. We not gonna feel because we were feeling bad. We like, oh, they're too young.
Or like even just going on a little outing. Like he'd be like, no, we need to take the kids. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I felt bad
Is it
leaving the
okay?
kids.
Oh,
I'd be
yeah.
like, oh, come on, we gotta take them. Like,
We were at a marriage retreat one time with no kids. None. Okay. We get back to the room after one of the little sessions where you're supposed to do something with your spouse. He looks at me and he says, babe, I really miss the girls. Can I go get them? Yeah. If you leave and go get them, stay home with them. And I'm just going to chill here for the weekend, sir. And that was mainly because we never, the only time that they stayed with, a babysitter or a family member or something like that, for longer periods of time is, if we went out of town for our birthdays, maybe, or just like a getaway. They actually were with us a lot, but we created, like I said, date nights, or we created schedules. They were in the bed by 8:00. I don't care if it was daylight saving time.
how did
I
you do
don't
that?
care.
Yeah.
Listen,
I don't think that works nowadays. That
okay,
had
so
to be.
how old is your baby right here?
She's 2 months.
You got fresh brand.
Oh.
Fresh. But
Oh.
we do have a
We have a
1-year-old
5-year-old.
and then
Yeah.
I have a 5-year-old.
Yeah, so
So a 5-year-old, 1-year-old, and a 2-month-old.
yeah.
Oh, praise Jesus. Okay, so then they're really, really young.
Right.
So, okay, so maybe not.
But we do
Eventually.
keep them on a schedule though.
Yeah. So even in between now, the times may be, like you said, maybe a family member could get them for a couple hours. Or maybe, you get the 5-year-old settled in and the 1-year-old settled in, as far as on their schedule, maybe a sleep time. And then, of course, baby is 2 months and she going to do pretty much how she roll. And y'all might have to work around her a little bit. But once they get up, a little older or whatever, mine knew, okay, so it's time to, get your hairs, get your baths. It's time to get your scarves on your head. Okay, you already ate dinner. Good night. But mama, it's still light time outside. It's okay.
Okay, right.
It's okay. Talk to each other. It's a lot of y'all in there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like I said, I understand that they're younger now, but even those pockets of time, during the week when y'all can, whatever, even if it's not a Friday night date night,
Right.
Whatever time that is that you all can carve out for your time, because I know, especially with a newborn, it's kind of difficult because she's still, mommy's trying to figure out her scheduling. She's still trying to figure out mommy and all that kind of stuff. But eventually they'll get to that age to where they'll all be able to, use the bathroom by themselves. And, it's okay to put them in the bed or, down for the evening, and they'll be okay. And y'all can grab that time. Who did we do that? We did a podcast with somebody the other day. And I think we were like, they would literally be in their playroom. This is when we lived in South Carolina. They were in their playroom, and their playroom was right next door to the downstairs bathroom. Okay, everybody in there playing. Meet me in the bathroom in just a couple minutes, sir.
Right.
And,
Right.
It's me.
right. We was working it out.
Oh, yeah.
So it was those type of spontaneous things that, like I said, kept our relationship alive in the midst of, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Blessings on just getting to year 3, because a lot of people, this is work. When we talk to, some couples or people ask us, well, how do you stay married that long?
Yeah,
year 3, I think we still like each other year 3. Year 5, he couldn't stand me and I couldn't understand why I married him.
By year 8, I was literally telling people, I love her with all my heart. Can't stand her though. I don't about her. But right now I don't even want to be. She just worked my nerve real bad, and I don't know what it is, but it was transparency. So it was times when I didn't like her. I love her, laid down my life for her, but we were still trying to find that rhythm.
Yeah.
Even then, we had a lot of kids, we had a lot of things. We were still trying to find. I was trying to find out who I was. She was trying to find out who she was. It's a lot still happening, man. It's a lot. And I would tell you, like old school, get it in where you can.
Right. Hey, I like that.
And that right now is work. But because your kids are young, you kind of allow them to figure out stuff, and then you can kind of guide them from there. I always say you have complete control over your baby from in the womb to probably about 6 months, 8 months. Once they start crawling and seeing the ceiling fan and the little stuff on the floor, you begin to lose percentages of control.
Oh yeah.
By year 2, you are straight guiding. You are absolute leaders. They got to trust you. They got to know mom and daddy got them, and you are lead. That's the reality of it, man. You don't have control over people. Even your kids. So the reality of it is you have to love them. You have to be there for them and guide them. You put systems in place. You put rules in place. You put, schedules in place, and then you just adjust them as needed. It'll get a little easier as it goes on, because then you'll be able to actually put down when you're going to date, when you're going to do this, when you're going to do that. Right now, because they're young, you got to kind of get it in where it fits in, that kind of type deal. But yeah, kudos on 3 years, man. That's not nothing that y'all still learning, and then y'all add little ones to the table.
Oh yeah, it's fun though. I mean, it's work, but I'm glad the people around us never lied to us, because I've seen a lot of people, they got lied to, or they fell for the Hollywood dream and the movie of what a marriage is. I have friends, right? We have friends right now, or people we know, who are so wedding focused and not marriage focused. And we're like,
say that again for the people in the back.
Yeah, so they wedding focused, but they're not even married. They're
that's
real. Worried about what happens after the wedding.
Yeah, like they keep asking us, like, what cake decorator, band, venue, but never who y'all talk to before y'all got married, or how finances and all that. Like, it's that type of stuff. It's like they want the I don't know if it's for social media.
It's like
it's the day, but not the life. And I'm just like,
and that's the problem.
I'm glad we had people real life set us down, like, y'all go fight, y'all go do this, that, and but do it together, fight together, and fight for something. So I don't know.
Absolutely.
That's just my 2 cents on that, but
absolutely. One of the things that me and my wife, we put together a system that we haven't actually used yet, but it's for premarital counseling. And what it is to set up something that focuses on the marriage and not the wedding per se. So instead of the lot of money towards the wedding, we take the money and put it towards the first 6 months of the couple's life, which means rent's paid up for 6 months, the electric bill paid up for 6 months, car notes, whatever the case is. You have a real honeymoon, then come back and then get your footing before you start. Because I'm telling you, after we got married, I went to work the next day and I'm looking if the cable off, if the egg blowing when it's hot, if the egg, I'm like, what's the problem? What's going on? Am I here? So all that stuff are just extra stuff that's put in. So I always tell people, you got the wedding, then you got your honeymoon, which most people don't take a full honeymoon. They usually take a little 3-4 days or whatever, and they try to get back. But we tell people that is nurturing your relationship, your marriage from the beginning, because you give yourself that space. So when you come home, you can find out what rhythm works for you as paying bills and how y'all gonna do this. Because them first 3, 4, 5 years, if you ain't real from the jump, man, it's still stuff you don't know about.
Yeah.
It's still stuff you don't know about him.
Yeah.
So
we have a daughter. Our baby girl is actually getting married in April of next year. And so we're doing the premarital counseling with them. And so, and it was by their request. So that was, kind of enlightening for us.
Yeah.
But the one thing we told them is what you just said, JT, like we, and dad has been a stickler about that. So 2 of our daughters are already married. One has been married for 5 years. Our oldest daughter has been married for 6 years, I believe. No, 5 years. Travis and Brittany just made 6, I believe.
Oh man.
Yeah. And the one thing he has been focused on telling them is, we want y'all to focus on the marriage and not just the wedding day. Of course, you want everything to be nice for the wedding, but don't get so consumed in buying the biggest cake or the biggest venue or the most decor or who's going to be there to help y'all turn up or in all this or whatever. But you put no effort into making sure that you are centered for what's about to come. Like your head is in a good space. Yeah. Like you said, JT, we've talked about finances. We've talked about, have y'all talked about finances? Okay, so, if he may have a child or she may have a child, have y'all factored in the other parent of that child? Like these are real life issues that y'all need to talk about. Not just, I'm marrying my best friend and da-da-da-da-da-da. And then we get there and, a couple months down the line, it's like, oh, we really never talked about finance.
Right.
Oh, your credit score is for what?
Right.
And then y'all looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like you said, it's about having people around you who are going to be real. It's about having people around you that is going to tell you the absolute truth. Because every day even now after being married for 28 years, every day I'm not always feeling goo gaga-ish. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of days.
You're not?
Don't you do it.
That's news to me, y'all. I didn't know. I thought I still made a float on water.
I still do, baby. You know I do. But there is not every day where I want to be all up under him. There are a lot of days that I do. There are a lot of days that, I may call him a lot, or I may, we do this one thing where we do roses are red, violets are blue poems to each other. Normally 4 lines. It starts with.
We can't do that. Because
why y'all can't do that?
I'm not good with stuff like that.
No. Because you learn to do different things. Yeah. Now everybody don't have to do it, but this is what I'm saying. This is a type of communication. This is a type of a flirtation that we have going on.
Okay.
A rated G one.
Okay, do a rated G one. Because they're not.
This is married stuff.
Right. These don't be like.
It ain't got the rhyme.
Wait, it don't be like.
It ain't published.
Wait, we're not talking about roses are red, violets are blue. You are wonderful and I love you. No, I'm talking about racy, raunchy. Roses are red.
We can do that.
I walk in the door, I'm about to jump on top of you.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
Right. It ain't. But it's literally whatever it is. I get roses of red, violets of blue from her more during my day. I'm doing a lot of stuff, so I can be I have her and my kids and my mom text that pops up on my screen so I can take a look at it in case something happens. So if I'm in a meeting or something, y'all,
Oh,
I
that face. Yeah, you
read
got.
the message. Go
Yeah.
to the red balance group. I'll be in the middle of a sentence. Yeah. So when we're gonna do the buy
Distracted to the fullest.
Johnny, you all right? Yeah. What I was talking about? What I was saying? It had me
Oh
messed
yeah.
up, man.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
No, take a break. I'll be right back. Just take a
Right.
break.
Oh
So, and
yeah.
I'm saying that to say, like, don't stop flirting with each other. Don't
Yeah.
stop
Right.
dating each other. Don't stop, doing those things that, when you first met him or when you first met her, what attracted you to her. You know what I'm saying? What made you want to go out on that date with her, or what made you wanted to call him or text him or just whatever. Don't stop doing those things just because you're married. Johnny has the option to work from home. I don't so much, but when he goes into the office, we still carpool. We'll carpool in town together. He'll drop me off at
Right.
work and go to work. Or there are mornings when I'll drop him off and then I'll go to work. And we do that intentionally so we can get time together because his job is demanding. Mine, not so much.
Right.
But there are times when we do that, and and as we stated, what you do to nourish your relationship, for your relationship, for your children, for your life, do it intentionally. And even more so for your relationship, we do intentional things. If I don't talk to him throughout the day, I'll send a text, hey, just think about you, you good? It may be a couple hours later because his day has
Right.
been crazy, but he'll message me back and say, yeah, I'm good. Or if I don't hear from him in a few hours, I'll call and say, hey, just wanted to hear your voice, you good?
Yeah.
And I know that he'll have a lot going on, especially if it takes him a minute to be like, yeah, well, I'll be okay. That means it's a whole lot of craziness going
Yeah.
on
Oh
at
yeah.
work.
We can talk about it. Yeah, yeah. So, but at least you're checking
Yeah,
in though.
Yeah.
But you there. You there with him. I
Yeah.
think that's the important thing. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Right.
would I would say this. Um, y'all in year 3 and y'all have babies. I would say this. Allow each other to be absolutely positively yourselves. And what I mean by that is at this point right now, I'm not exuding or giving any energy to being something that I'm not. I am 100% Johnny all day. This woman loves me and God loves me. From that point on, everybody else can pick it up with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. And that's a real statement. So who I am, how I handle business, what I do, she allows me. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. Today I made a mistake. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not perfect. When I'm talking, sometimes I can be on the floor or something, and I lose train of thought. And she be like, just like today, exempt,
Right.
baby. Yeah, exempt. So I ain't got a problem with that. I'm
Right.
rolling with it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch it. Let's keep moving.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's the part of our relationship that the rhythm. Once you find that rhythm, what works for you. I always say this: the man in a relationship is the beat, the bass. You keep the tone, you keep the how it rolls, you change it up, fast, slow, whatever. But that beat means nothing if you don't have a nice lyric to go with it. That's what your wife is. So at this point in time, once you can move like that,
Right.
when I change the beat up, whether I'm doing reggae, jazz, or whatever, she comes in with the lyric. I don't even have to look. Cause changing the beat up, changing the beat up. She right there, I got you, baby. And she just got it. And
Yeah.
that's how it is. So you set the tone, JT. You set it, you make it happen, you do what you do. And when I need help from her, I'm asking. I need you to lead this one. I need you to do what you have to do. But she allows me to be who I am. She allows me to say what I need to say to her. She gives me that authority to do that. And I give her the same thing. What we find in a lot of relationships, especially when they're young, is that the 100% you is still not discovered by you. And then you can't really give that to your spouse because you don't know what it is. So you put imitation stuff in place to try to get through until you figure it out. That
Yeah, and
makes sense.
I think also I think it goes with the whole when you get married young, you're still literally growing up too. And I
Absolutely.
think even for
Yeah.
us, we were just talking about yesterday. 3 years ago, we were so immature. Like we've grown as people, like
It'll grow
individually,
you up.
and like our mindsets, our
Totally
stuff, our
different.
fundamentals, our foundation,
Yeah.
has been challenged, and we've learned so many things. So it's like now we were being our real selves then, but we just have grown and evolved. So
Right.
I, I,
Yeah.
I really think what you're saying is like dead on. Like you have to be authentic. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
if she can't love you, or if he can't love you, being real, is it unconditional? Is it, what I'm saying? That to me, that's what real unconditional love is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not I have to take all the hurting and lies and all the toxic stuff, but no, I'm loving you for who you are, for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think we have, and our generation has kind of, I don't want to say perverted, but we kind of like ruin what unconditional means. We think it
Yeah.
means accept this loving hip hop stuff and
Yeah.
all of the toxic stuff. And no,
Yeah.
stay with him, man. He can go have 8 baby mamas, but I'm gonna ride. No,
Right.
no.
Or either oh he lost his job, so I'm leaving him. Like, but that's the that's
That's
to me
part
is
of
not.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
growing and you blossoming, and then you
right. It's a
going
part of
through
it.
like
Yeah.
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 But look, I
Absolutely.
really think you guys are onto something with the premarital stuff you're working on. Like, I really think it's gonna be great. Um, Not only for your success, but for
other couples.
couple
Yeah.
success. Like, I think it's great because we see it all the time. People come to us like we get messages from people we know from Instagram, like, what should we do for the wedding, or like, um, what to expect. And it's like, no, let's focus on the marriage. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
let's figure out now before you say I do, what you're gonna do
What y'all
after
doing?
everybody leave.
Yeah.
Because
Everything you do.
yeah, because
Yeah.
once we had a small function, we went out to eat afterwards. It was nice, but nobody texted us the next day like,
Y'all
"Hey,
good?
y'all good?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
We, we, we was like, "Wait, that's it?" Nobody go.
Yeah,
I
it
remember
was
I
it.
looked at
like
my phone. I was like, "Nope, that's it." Nobody
That's
go.
all.
yeah.
Yeah, nobody checked on me a week later. Like, how's it going?
Yeah.
No, it
Yeah.
was it.
Nobody did
Like,
that.
That was it. Y'all
that was
got it.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Y'all got
then
it.
that's been my biggest thing. That's why we do what we do, and that's why we like to talk to people like you all, because it's just important for people to understand that marriage is
Yeah.
beautiful and
Yeah.
it's one of the
Journey.
most awesome things in the world. But it is work.
Yeah.
It
It
is
is work.
But
work.
it's worth it.
But it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's
work.
absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's absolutely. It's one of them things that you invest in that you don't see the return till way down the line. And if you're patient enough, when you get that return, it's going to be everything and more of what you think it possibly could be.
Right. Like for you guys to have six kids, and now you're seeing them move on into marriage and that
Hmm.
lineage, because your foundation, like that just goes to show you
Yeah.
how widespread it can be.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And the when the people ask you what they're supposed to do about their big day, tell them if they live long enough, it's more than one big day.
Yeah.
It's more than
oh
one big
yeah,
day in your
yeah.
life. When you have your first kid, it's a big day. When you buy your first house, it's a lot of big days
That'll happen.
that's gonna happen.
Yeah. And I think the one thing that helps set our foundation is that I told him, like, I'm following you as long as you following Christ.
Ugh.
Cause you know what I'm saying? So if I think at that point he was kind of in that, still trying to figure out who he was, still trying to lead us and all this
Right.
stuff or whatever. And I think that kind of even pushed him more so into saying, oh my God, like this mean I do got to know who Jesus is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I do have to,
God is nice.
get my make sure that I have a real relationship with him, because this whole woman says she whole out here in these streets trusting me as I'm
Oh
following
yeah.
Christ. What
Oh
like?
yeah.
And I know that's a big responsibility.
It is. Yeah, and I think it's important. Or actually, the closer you get and stronger your relationship with Christ grows, is like parallel to your marriage. Like
Oh, absolutely.
it's impossible to really grow and mature and not work on yourself. So that in turn makes you a better spouse. And that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could always tell people who really are serious about growing in whatever walk in their life, but especially for Christians, because you see it in the relationship.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you can
Absolutely.
literally see the growth spiritually, physically, everything in their relationship. So I always can look at a couple and be like, okay, y'all say y'all believers, but yet
It's no fruit in that
it's no fruit,
And
relationship.
that's
it's
all
no
we're ready to
growth.
say. Your fruit is gonna tell your
Your
story.
fruit.
Yeah, it's no growth.
Yeah.
You're still okay with having pride. Like for me, that was my big thing. Real prideful and had no humility, no the ability to. I didn't even think I could say I'm sorry. So I was like, wait, how can I be sitting here saying I'm a Christian and wearing God is dope stuff and all
So
this, and I can't even tell my wife I'm sorry. I can't even come to her and be like, look, I don't know everything.
Yeah.
I mess up, So that I 100% agree with you with that.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
maturity. That's what
Yeah.
that is. That's maturity. That's God, and that's
Right.
saying, I don't. We learned about the word covenant a long time ago
Jesus.
at a convention that we went to, and it changed our life forever. Not just with covenant with our brothers and sisters in Christ, but in covenant with one another.
Covenant with
And
people,
right,
covenant with your friends.
right,
It's like his words
yeah,
that the Bible used, that scripture that you use friends. That's a covenant word. That's what God calls
yeah.
us.
But we
So
took that even closer to heart to say, because I think the way the bishop presented it was like, hey, I'm telling you, I'm apologizing like right now ahead of time, because I am going to hurt you. I am maybe going to say something that doesn't agree with you, and there may be tense moments in our relationships and all this or whatever, but know that I love you, and we're in covenant under God. So
I
grant
forgive
me
you.
enough, right?
I
Forgive
forgive
me
you.
now
Yeah.
before I even
Yeah, that's
hurt
big.
you,
Yeah.
or you know what I'm
Forgive
saying,
you
or and
already
that's
because
we're
you're
at
not
the point
perfect.
to where it's nothing for me to say, hey, something feel a little funky between us. If I did something to you, I apologize.
All right.
I'm sorry, babe. And nine times out of 10, or if he comes to me and says it, I may have gotten an attitude about something that I didn't go and talk to him about. But he'll say, you know what? If it's something that I did, I apologize, babe. I'm sorry. Because I feel like this. I want to spend more time loving him and talking to him and creating memories with him.
Yeah.
And, us chilling and watching Lifetime, or us, just going riding out and having a good time, or us traveling somewhere before Rona came. Yeah, before she came. But that when we're not right, when we have a tense moment because
Yeah,
something,
we stop everything.
something has happened, it's like
We
it's
stop
like there's an
everything.
imbalance in my body. Like I literally feel it. And he said the same thing as well. And when we come together and we talk, it's like, forgive me for, because I don't, I guess what I'm trying to say is we try to smash it as quickly as possible, because that's time taken away from us being together, from us working on strategies for our business, working on the podcast, or working, just doing life together. That's stressful to me when we're not okay.
Yeah.
And it throws
Yeah, it
everything
affects
off.
everything. It affects the
Yeah.
entire from the
Yeah.
way you parent to where you work, make
Everything.
money, your
Yeah.
livelihood,
The way you
the
function.
way you function. Yeah,
Yeah.
so everything is intertwined. Like
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. We actually say we got this one activity that we do with couples, that the three-legged race. Y'all remember what that is, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the three-legged race, we call it. We just take their legs.
Tell them
And
about the example that we did with Janisha and
yeah.
AJ,
So what we
with
did
our daughter,
was
the ones who are getting married in April.
we took their legs and did the three-legged thing, and they just we just directed them. So we was in the park and
We
we
took
were
them to a
walking,
park. Mhm.
and
I
mistake
couldn't.
Did we blindfold them?
we intentionally gave them something that you can tie a little tight or not so tight.
We did blindfold them.
We didn't blindfold them, baby.
We did.
How? No, we didn't.
Did we blindfold her?
No, we didn't blindfold neither one of them.
Okay, there you have it. Go ahead.
But what we did was we tied their legs together, and then we told them, we was talking to them, and then I said, okay, I need you to move make a left. So they had to make a left, and they had to make a right. When they was walking for about a minute or two, the tide started coming down their legs, so they had to make a decision to either keep going or stop and fix it and get it together. But everything was meant for them to make decisions together they had to move in a right rhythm to do
Right.
everything.
Mhm.
Sometimes when I said make a left, she was on the left. She had to lead. He had to allow her to lead to make that turn. Vice
Right.
versa. When they walking, they had to find their rhythm. In the beginning, it was tough for them because that leg wasn't. I need you to walk like no, you walk like this. You had to walk, but you got to agree on something because you got to move.
Cause we need
Right.
y'all to move.
So once they found their rhythm, they was able to move.
Yeah.
Then once they was hugging, they were making the decision, making the moves. The puddle came up. He walked across, pull her across. It was different things they had to do,
Yeah.
but everything had to be intertwined together. And what that example really expressed was in life with your married partner, with your spouse. This is how you move in life.
Right.
Like if that's not if it's not right physically, if it's falling down, if it's not right, then you should immediately stop and fix it. It shouldn't
Exactly.
be
It
I'm
shouldn't be.
good.
Yeah, you
I
can't
don't
drag
mess
it
up
along.
with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
moves. Yeah, I
Or
don't mess
take
with
the
the
tie off your
moves.
legs and
Right.
y'all just go walking around
Selfish.
aimlessly.
Yeah.
That's like a TD Jakes level
Yeah,
example
that
though.
was a
Like
great
that's
example.
that's
That was
like one of
good.
the yeah, that's
Everybody can get
So
that. That was
yeah, so
good.
we explained to them and we told them that type of stuff. And I told them, I said, at the end of the day, you can't come and say I'm good and your wife not, and
Yeah.
you say you good. Because if she not good, you not good, and vice versa. And a lot of men more than women take it as we saying, well, you saying everything got to survive. I can't be an individual. I can't have no privacy or nothing. So I can't just be a man. I'm like, bro, being a good husband, being there, leading your family, you can't even stand up to what that manhood is like. First of all,
yeah,
that's 100%, 1,000% man all day, every day.
right.
So
Yeah.
you need to look at that. Being a man on your own and being good in your family, that's not you being a man. That's you being selfish.
Yeah,
So
that's big right there.
that
That's big.
example is the entire thing, man, with the rhythm, the moving, regardless of what it is. Like you said, my wife said, it does not matter if we not feeling, if something is off balance, can care what we doing, it stops. Because this is the most important thing. This is the second most important thing in our life, right up under God. The second most. It will
Right.
shut everything down
And I
without a
think I mean I don't want to stay on that for too long, but I think that's another big issue is people put kids,
oh,
work, everything above the marriage.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that at times the kids won't become a priority because of something happening, but
Mhm.
I've seen the Instagram memes like who comes first,
Oh,
mom, kid, sister. I'm like, how can you put anybody above the person you are literally
attachment.
you
One,
are
one,
with?
yeah.
yeah.
So you're literally saying I'm gonna put a kid before me if you together,
Yourself.
and it's like that's why I think people have these issues later on because
Yeah.
Yeah.
they had kids in the place where their spouse should have been, or they can't even um, have disagreements because a kid is higher than the spouse in their
Yep.
mind. So
Yeah.
Yep.
they're valuing their kid who can up and
Yep.
leave and never talk to you again.
And they will
Ever.
leave.
They gonna
Eventually. They
leave.
gonna leave.
They
We
might
got six of them. They
right,
left.
right. They can leave and never talk to you again.
Yeah.
Versus the person you got to lay next to. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man. But look,
Yeah.
I don't want to keep you guys all night. But look, so tell us what you got coming up next and where we can find you, and we'll wrap it up like that. So
So what do we have coming up next? We are currently getting we intentionally, there's that word again. We intentionally got one of the rooms downstairs, well the room downstairs um turned into built in or built, what do you call it? Built up?
It's actually
Closed
gonna
it
be
in.
yeah,
We
it's
closed
gonna
it
be a
in.
studio.
And so it's going to be a studio. So we are currently going to get that together because we are going to, by month's end, be
Doing
doing
videos.
video. So that's coming up. Praise Jesus. So we are currently getting that together, doing some other stuff with our team to focus on doing getting more sponsorship. We've gotten a few so far, and it's been going really, really great. We've just been setting goals to help grow the podcast, which, of course, like I just said, will include video, coming soon and stuff like that. We are just featured which this will come out I think next week or the following week. Our daughter, one of our twin daughters, and her husband. Her husband writes children's books. And y'all should check them out because y'all
Oh
have.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. We it's
I'm gonna
done.
send y'all the
It's
best
bought.
thing,
Yeah.
but
Just
it's
yeah.
bigdreambooks.com.
Okay.
And he writes children's books, and it's based on both of the books so far is based on our two grandboys.
Yeah.
And so the first book is called I Am, but it's children's affirmations is what it is. And so we recorded that with them today. So we're helping to kind of, push them out there and to help them grow. And because they'll have a podcast as well.
Right. I think for you guys though, and I'm not just trying to hype you up, but I think you guys have a special gift and that you can relate to people our age and still be able to relate
like
to
bridge the gap.
Right. Kind of.
Right.
Because it's important. Like a lot of people, and I'm not trying to call you guys older or anything, but it's people that are in their late 30s, 40s, and we talk to them and they look at us like they can't even, like, it's such a big gap.
Yeah.
Like they don't understand social media, they don't understand anything, jokes, like it's just a gap. And so it's like everything is so divisive, like old versus new, but I think it's important to have the bridges there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why would we that's what we always, why would we sacrifice wisdom over, you know what I'm saying, over divisions? Like we love talking to people older than us. Like we talk to her parents, my parents, anybody, because they know stuff that we don't know.
Hello, and that's what we always told our girls. We want to give y'all what we've learned, the good, the bad, the ugly. Because when y'all get married, if there are hurdles that y'all can jump over or don't even have to go in that direction, that's what we're trying to give y'all. We ain't trying to tell y'all how to lead your lives or, do this. Just because you will have to create your recipe that works for your relationship. But in the end, just like I said, in the end, just you have to. We're trying to give you, some of the things that was given to us from our parents, as well as things that we've learned along the way. So if y'all can jump over that hurdle, then it won't be an issue. You know what I'm saying?
It don't even be a
some
of the stuff don't even be a hurdle that you even need to even be bothered with.
Yeah,
but
and we know this stuff. A lot of stuff we do know because they keep us up to date. We have a family group message and it's blaring all day long, every day.
Right. Oh, she do too. She do too.
They keep us up on the latest going on, this, that, whatever it is. And that's how come we are still in tune. And then our producers, they're a younger couple from our church.
Yeah, that we mentored as well. So
and they actually we did their premarital counseling as well, and now they're doing stuff with the podcast and just looking, to getting us some brand ambassadorships and different things like that.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
So
and what's crazy is, and I want to say this, I know people, and I told her this. One day somebody literally watched one of our videos we did, and then the next day they put up a post like, we're about to start doing exactly what we just did. And I remember she came to me and was like, man, why everybody doing podcasts and videos? I'm like, it's okay. Like, it's so many people in the world. Like, so I just want to encourage anybody, like you said, with your kids starting a podcast, it's okay. Like, I don't care who's doing it. Like, you put out the good content, you will find an audience. Like whether it's 1 million people or whether it's 10, everybody has an audience, and you have to be okay with staying in your lane and staying with your audience, because it's so many people out there who want to hear this stuff. So of course there's gonna have to be people who do it. So that's how I feel.
Yeah. And what's for you is for you. Like you said, stay in your lane. Drive your own car. The Lord will send who you. And I say this all the time. We not for everybody, but we for somebody. And those somebodies, the Lord's going to send that. Whoever needs to hear whatever. And the same for you. Whoever needs to tune in to Pillow Talk. Whoever needs to listen to JT and NeNe. Whoever needs to listen to Deidre and Johnny, Moments with the Mobleys. They are going to be led to you all. And they're going to, because sometimes I think we because we still, we work full-time jobs, and so we record on Saturdays or during the week if we need to, or double up sometimes. But we're putting in the work because we work in somebody else's dream. But we're putting in the work into our dream with knowing that God is going to bless this, so this can be what we're doing.
Oh yeah, that's what I tell all the time. Like we're blessed that like she works for her mom. Her mom has amazing schools and it's incredible. I work for Fox Sports. I don't know if you watch football, but
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
but my goal is not to do that.
Right.
As a musician, so I play, I travel the world. She sings. We have so many. We have so many. We have so many gifts that God has given us. Whether it's this, so why would we not go for it? Like we can still work and do it. Like you said, y'all record on Saturdays. We have to record either on Saturdays or Monday nights, just because of kids.
Nights. Yeah.
Right. Luckily for us right now, because of the whole pandemic, we've been able to branch out more.
Yeah.
Normally it's hectic because I'm a music director at the church, so it's multiple rehearsals. It's my Sundays are literally I get up at 6 and I'm not home till 3.
Yeah. Full time.
It's like them working. Then she's a teacher, so it's like it's crazy. It's hectic. So. And I play for her cousin, which she travels the world every day almost. I always call her my phone like, "Hey, can you come to Alaska today?" I'm like, "Wow." So
I think they.
So y'all got to get that time in.
Yeah.
Where you can get it in. Yeah. And our daughter and son-in-law, who actually, he's the children's author. They both are teachers as well. He's a special ed inclusion teacher for kindergarten and first grade, and she's a.
I love it. I love it. Black educators are the best.
Yeah, she's a first grade teacher.
So our whole vision for the podcast is so far in the future. For our
it's a whole lot of stuff. Yeah,
so literally now is literally us platforming, and then we want to at some point in time be all things family, which means you can come to Moments with the Mobleys. My mentors is our company, so Umbrella's abundant. So everything you can come to us and you can get something for your kids, something for the marriage.
Right, y'all can have curriculums, books, library, all that. You know what I'm saying? Like and that's all coming back from this. Like you know what I'm saying?
Because the curriculum, again, our daughter and them, and Brittany and Travis is their name. They actually have a curriculum that actually goes with the book.
Yeah.
He wrote the book, and my daughter wrote the curriculum. You see what I'm saying? So, like you say, it's just setting everything up to build this legacy. Because, like I told you, we can work. I count it an honor and a privilege. We honor God and we thank Him for our jobs.
And we work in excellence.
And we work in excellence. But at the end of the day, I told him we're gonna grind just as hard.
His word says that He put in us will make room for us.
And it's making room, y'all. It is.
Making room.
For y'all too. Continue to do what you're doing. Continue to do it for God. Stay focused on Him. And I guarantee you, at some point in time, you will be sitting writing checks for other people's dreams. Our entire vision is to help other young people come in and do what God has gifted them to do.
Absolutely.
And then nurture that. The company, the
couple,
Swadim is the name of their company, but when they came in, we're literally their first clients.
Yeah.
So we allowed them, we showed them the business part, we showed them how to get it together. They started to move, so now they got the
so is that's the lady I contacted, maybe?
That is.
That's her.
She's amazing.
She's great. She's professional.
Yeah. Allison is the wife. She handles our social media. So everything that you see going out every day, it's her.
It's her.
Because we have jobs working, and she's the stay-at-home mom. And so that's what so even since we started taping, guys, last year, October is when we started. And we actually debuted the podcast in March on our anniversary of this year.
Okay.
We had a library established at that point, and that was intentional.
That was the plan.
Because we wanted to have content to continue to keep putting. And so they, like I said, we knew that they did some stuff, but we didn't know that they do all that they do.
On this level.
Right. And so
Right.
we literally brought them in and was like, okay, we have a vision for a podcast called Pillow Talk Moments with the Mobleys. What y'all got?
Right.
Literally told us, he said her husband actually tapes and produce, edits it and does all the stuff and makes the graphics and stuff. And he was like, just bring the content and I got y'all.
Right.
And literally, y'all, everything that we need, it's just been.
Yeah.
Bless y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Doors.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So
And look, I'm gonna close you with this. Well, not close you off, but when the hardest thing for us at first was like, I think we expected. What's the word I'm looking for? Maybe we know we saw the end. Like we got a preview. Like we both, and we skipped the process in our head. Like you get a vision of something, and then you just want to
go straight to the end.
straight to the end.
Yeah.
And then we had to stop. And be like, wait, we're not even ready.
Yeah.
We could even handle where we want to go right now.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not professional enough yet. We don't know how to look over paperwork. We're not ready for that yet. We're not ready to. Something with her. She says stuff sometimes that comes off as offensive. I'm like, we can't have the big platform yet because you say stuff that is okay in South Louisiana, but we'll have you trending on Twitter in 5 seconds.
Yeah. I'm a little country.
And it means no harm by it, but it's just certain things and certain you have to be like almost shaped and you have a goal and vision, you have to get there. So it's all about the process and all about the growth. Like,
did that come out yet? Because we actually, why I held my head like that, because we actually just taped, and I don't know if it came out yet, an episode on the process that people want to promise.
Process versus outcome.
Right.
And which one is most important?
Right.
It's never.
And it is the process.
It's never the outcome.
Yeah.
The process, definitely.
It's always the process. If you get the process down, if you get that part, there's nothing nobody can take from you.
Right.
If you go straight to the outcome, then you got the outcome, you got the celebration. But if you get your legs knocked from up under,
you won't be able to sustain it.
Get back
right.
there?
You can't get back. Oh, that's
That's
crazy.
good. That's good.
So it's always the process. It's going to be a learning experience. Continue to go. I can tell you this, JT. Most men, we're visionaries, so we always can see over the top to the end. But the process, sometimes we're double gifted with that. I'm a little double gifted with that because I can put together systems. I can put together organization structure, and then I can get people who know how to do it to work in the system.
Right.
So I can do the vision, and then I can put systems together. So most men can do the visions because that's what God created us to do, to be visionaries.
Right, be visionaries, right.
Most of our wives, which most men overlook their wives because they don't think they can do business with their wives because they're a certain way when they business, and I can't treat my wife like that type thing.
That's our thing. I'm still working on that because like I'm corporate and I can't talk to a wife like corporate.
Let me tell you something.
That's my biggest thing I'm working on.
I got a book out called The GPS of a Man's Journey. And it took me about 2 years to process through that book to get it to where I almost got it published. And I could not finish it, could not finish the manuscript, could not get it ready to get it published. And it was just the young lady that we had editing, that she was helping me write it. She was doing some stuff, and then she got busy. So our time was just never working out. And my wife came to me in the beginning. She said, well, baby, I can help you, if you want me to. I'm like, yeah, I got you. But your boy over here, when I'm doing this corporate thing, I'm a different animal. So I can't have you over here. Because I'm going to say some stuff, and I don't need you. And she, she brushed it off. She came to me about 2 or 3 times like that. And at the end, she said, Johnny, just let me help you with the book. I'm like, babe, you already told you. She like Joker. I've been with you this long. You don't think I know who you are?
Right.
I'm like,
right.
You want this now? She's like, yeah, you show. Yeah, bro. We went about 30, 45 minutes up the road, spent the weekend to finish the book. I think it took us 11 hours, and we finished that book. and the book we published it and we put it out. She did all that.
Cause I'm your rib, Joe.
Okay,
And
real.
let me tell you the vision that God gave me for this. He said it's always good to have people to help nourish, to help support you when you're pregnant with something, but only certain people can go in the actual delivery room with you.
Oh yeah, we just learned that. We just learned that 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the crazy thing is, this the crazy thing. When God pregnates you with something, He's not going to allow everybody to go in the delivery room. So you can be pregnant with something. Everybody who listening right now, if you pregnant with something, you've been pregnant with something for 15 years, it ain't got the right people in the daggone delivery room.
Come on.
Right.
All it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Right.
Yeah.
Because God is protective of what He do, and He's protective of us.
Because even 2 months ago when y'all had your baby, they didn't let the whole Louisiana in.
It was me. It was me, her, and the doctor.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
And
That's
that's
it.
all we need. Me, you, and the doctor. That's it.
Literally. And that's what you all understand. But at the end of the day, y'all, it's like, we're at an exciting point in our life. And the one thing that I do, people be like, well, do you regret having children early? Absolutely not. We were crazy. We didn't know what we were doing.
And we were children ourselves. If we had them now, we'd be different people.
Right.
My patients can't even take it right now, bro.
We had our first child
God.
a week after graduation was when we had our first daughter.
Yeah.
And, by the time we were 21, that's when we had all of them. So literally, like you said, we grew up together.
Right.
And now we're just on the verge of, doing things. And so they're excited. But just the ultimate vision is to create this thing so all of our daughters and their husbands can actually work with us.
Work in their own business.
In their own right.
Then by the time their children
Yeah.
not going on nobody's job to start.
Oh,
Yes.
You literally sound like her parents, which is really crazy. Like,
that's literally how they think.
That's literally how they think. They like, no, we gonna build you
like
you go teach music at my school.
Yeah.
Like,
you want us all included with them.
And I think it's important because, and I guess we'll stop because this is it's important for our culture to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, we have to reestablish our family and our passing on, and not from a superiority standpoint, but just from it's been a lack in our community. So we have to get back to a family structure. And then once, like you said, once you have a strong marriages again, that's when you start seeing businesses and families who have companies. It starts with the marriage. That's where it starts.
Yeah. Because we feel like this, we're blessed. Not only are we blessed, but our children and our children's children.
Right.
And
just keep going. Right.
Just going down the line. That's Bible.
That's Bible. Right?
That's Bible. So if the Lord said it, we believe it. That settles it. Let's walk in it, and not just walk in it, run in it. So we with building the house, and we talked about on that episode, like, we endured the process. There were things that we didn't understand. There were things that we didn't agree with. There are things that we cried about, prayed about, cried about even harder. We had to wait, and we didn't understand why we had to wait.
Oh, we're doing that now. This is terrible.
Yeah.
Oof.
But I'm telling y'all, wait on God.
Right.
I'm telling y'all, wait on Him, because what He has for you, it goes back to the scripture. He'll do exceedingly abundantly above all you could ask or think. So even this that we're talking about on here tonight, He's gonna do greater.
Right.
And this ain't the last time we gonna work together.
All right.
I'm gonna tell you why, because y'all young and y'all in the mindset that y'all are right now. Y'all have a lot to share. And the crazy thing is, y'all say some of the same stuff we say. Y'all just look younger, and they come from young. Yeah, so we gotta say this thing how we have to do it, because it sense to couples, but they don't take it from us, because I got the salt and pepper going on. And okay, you bring JT and NeNe in front, what y'all gonna do now? They look like y'all. They talking just like us.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. That's so important for everybody to just do what you're called to do, because you can. My thing is, I can support. That's why we support so many other podcasts, and we buy from people, because it's so many people. To be honest, like, it's people's soul at stake.
Yeah,
their marriages are at stake, and if that's more important to us than any
anything else.
fame
Yeah.
and all that. Like, we don't want to be famous. Like,
Yeah.
her cousin is semi-famous, and it literally is terrible. Like, it's terrible.
It's not.
It's not what you think it is. It's a lot of added pressure.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
It takes away from just
right.
your humanness and
Yeah.
even with God and all that. Like it's like you're tested way more.
Right.
Yeah.
It's easy to fall. It's
Right.
easy to get pushed away, and I don't want it.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
When it comes to that right there, at one time we would say that, but we know what God has on our life is it needs to be shared around the world.
Right. Global.
We are smarter now. So being that we are wiser now, we have to have people in our circle that keeps us where we need to be at.
Right.
A lot of times people get to a place of status and they outgrow everybody and they don't take nobody with them. And they handle that stuff. And then when they get there and they tear their tail up, then you find yourself someplace else. Our thing is, if we get to that point, we'll get to that point, but it's gonna be on our turn.
All right, right.
Us up here, and it ain't finna just be Johnny and no Deidre, or Deidre no Johnny. It ain't just be this. You take the entire thing together, or you don't take it at all. We good.
Right. Let God exalt, because that's
Exactly.
why it's certain people that, and I forgot who. It was a podcast we listened to, but they made a great point. They were like, the whole cancel culture and all that goes back to people thinking that they put people in places anyway.
Yeah.
And we try to take the power to exalt and raise people from our creator.
That's not
so it's certain people who have a platform because they did whatever was trending and use people to exalt. But the ones who were exalted by God, you can't cancel them.
They can't.
Because you can't. It's nothing you can do to stop what they're doing, because it's divine. It's
hello. And if it didn't come from him,
like you said, NeNe, earlier, it's the fruit. You can see the fruit.
You can see the
fruit. Might look good on the outside, but you just as hollow and rotten on the inside.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we can talk to y'all all night. It's been
man. Let's get out of here. Hey.
So let me. You asked this earlier, and I think I started it, but didn't finish it. Let me give
about something else.
I did, as I always do. Let me just give the handles. Our website is momentswiththemobleys.com. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram at Moments with the Mobleys. Twitter, our handle is Mobley Moments. Questions, concerns, invites, momentswiththemobleys@gmail.com.
iHeartRadio.
We're on iHeart, Spotify, wherever podcasts are.
Yeah.
Is streamed.
What day y'all come out?
Yeah.
What day does the show come out?
Oh, on Saturdays at 10 a.m.
Every Saturday.
Eastern Standard Time.
Right.
Love it early. Love it.
Yeah.
Hey, thank y'all again.
Y'all so much.
Thank y'all.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
See y'all soon.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.